So what's up, man?
What's up, bro? What's going on? Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So we're here at the Middle East. We got your Modify
Yeah.
release party tonight.
Yes, sir.
Dude, I
Big
saw.
night.
What's that?
Big night.
Very big. Congrats.
Thank
on
you,
the
bro.
release.
I fucking appreciate it.
I saw the lineup. It's heavy. You got Rupert's Selection,
Yeah.
Dave's, Headshots,
Yeah.
Sadie.
So all those people were like, Sadie I've worked with for a few years. She was on Modify. She was on one song of Modify, one song that came out before Modify. Headshots been my boys forever.
Mm-hmm.
Babes, Jay Ring, I've known him forever. He's been a close friend for a while. He's been in all types of groups. And then I didn't know Rupert Selection, but they had a connection through the Bridge Sound Stage and Archetype and Alex over there. So we tried to put a lineup together that represented like all my influences and what my music is as a whole. And we kind of figured those artists represented each style of music
Yeah.
the best.
Rupert's one of my favorite bands right now. They rock.
They're awesome, man. They're
Very
awesome.
good stuff.
Yeah.
And the rest of those guys are just madmen from what I know.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. It's a good lineup.
That's awesome, man. Well, so speaking of, and you're rocking with your band too, right?
Yep.
Do you always rock with a band?
So I was just rocking with Slipwax, my DJ, and Adam Cormier, the guitar player. But I was in a metal band called Doomshot with my drummer Brett. And just when this whole thing started coming around, we started releasing Modify, and we wanted to get the shows sounding a certain way. It just made sense to bring Brett in as a drummer. Basically, what we do is strip down the instrumentals to their like simplest form. We leave in like the instruments that we just don't have live musicians to recreate. So we'll have like the drums, the bass, and like just skeletons of each song. And Brett plays over, and then Slipwax actually kind of stands in as almost a DJ. Like playing the instrumentals, and he's
Alright.
in charge of that whole part of it.
That's the song. I was gonna ask about Doomshot. You were the singer?
Yeah.
Or-
Yep. Singer of Doomshot. Yeah. It was a short-lived band. We started making some noise though in like the local scene, and we had some really, really good songs. We actually never recorded anything, but it was me, the guitar player Jeff God, which has been a writer with me for the past 10 years, and me and him have formed a really like strong musical bond.
Mm-hmm.
And he wrote a lot of stuff on Modify. We'll write. Usually, me and him will get together and we'll write everything
Okay.
together, and then we'll bring it to Archetype. But yeah, it was him. Mikey Turbane was the bass player. He was once the bass player of A Shadow's Fall, I believe, and then Brett was on the drums.
Okay.
Yeah.
You screaming or?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
It was like metal mixed with like 90s grunge style vocals, kind
Okay.
of what I do. It was like vocally like Scott Weiland,
Okay.
but the band was like metal, But we had some really melodic, cool parts. But there was
Yeah.
times where I screamed.
Yeah. Was that when you were out in Central Mass?
Yeah, I mean I wasn't doing too well at the time.
Okay.
And I'd been working on Modify so much, back and forth, and my life was kind of a mess at the time. And Modify just kind of took a break, and I wasn't really talking to the guys that were on my team because everybody's sober, and I wasn't at the time,
Yeah.
and I needed something to keep me sane musically.
Mm-hmm.
So we started doing Doomshot, but then it got to the point where I had to leave. I had to leave the state.
Yeah. Too much happening.
Yeah, I just had too much bullshit going on in my life, and I wasn't really being the best bandmate,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't showing up to stuff, and it was just, it wasn't right to do it to them, you know what I mean? Because everybody was so passionate about it.
Yeah.
It's a shame that nothing came out of it. I think in the future, we'll might do something again. We've been talking about it recently because we had so many good songs that just
Right.
never saw the light of day.
Right. Why not? I mean, there's not really a shelf life on that stuff. You
Yeah,
can
I mean,
pick
what
it
the
up.
fuck? Who says that you can't do that type of stuff? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Who says you can't? Why? I get it that you need to stick to one your thing, and people need to know you for that. But spreading yourself too thin doesn't really make that much sense to me if you're good at something, no matter what other thing it is. Just fucking do it.
Right. You've got the energy. You might as well put
Just
it
do
out.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
So-
what's up, man. So how did you? Because I've been trying to figure out how you got put together, musically, inspirations and stuff. 'Cause I saw metal bands. Obviously, you're rapping. Where your sound to me it doesn't. I don't know how to describe it because it doesn't sound old. And I don't mean this the wrong way, but a lot of the vocals remind me of stuff from like new metal era almost.
Yeah, maybe.
Is that like what? How did you end up making this music?
Oh man, I think like it's such a long story that I guess it's like how I started listening to music and how it changed. And when I was a kid, my father would come home every Friday with a cassette, and that was like Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan. It was like a lot of bluesy shit, but it was also like Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Stone Temple Pilots, Nirvana.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Jeff Buckley was a huge one.
All right.
And so he was putting me on to like all this really cool music at a very young age. And then I got a little, I got into like the early teens, like 13, 14, and I was really into the hardcore scene. I was into like Vision of Disorder, and then Slipknot came around. Slipknot was the first show I ever went to.
Really?
Yeah, I was 13. Local Bazooka, WAAF.
Yeah,
Like Green Hill Park in Worcester or something like that, I think. And so that was huge during that time. I was also a skateboarder, and we were all just grungy ass little fucking shithead skateboarder kids.
Yeah.
And we were listening to all that shit. I mean, we listened to Korn, we listened to Limp Bizkit, we listened to all that shit. I had a time where I was into it, but the other stuff spoke to me a little more, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When it was popular, you know, when you're a young, easily influenced kid, I mean, that was just part of the scene, especially in the suburbs at that time, you know what I mean? It's just kind of what was happening, you know what I mean? So I don't think I necessarily carry anything new metal consciously into my music now.
I almost didn't even say that because I didn't want to like.
I don't take it as a wrong way.
But I've been trying to put my finger on what your voice reminds me of.
I think it's more Scott Weiland.
Is it Scott Weiland?
I think it is.
All right. Rest in peace. That was.
Me and my fiance were just watching videos of him last night, man. He was fucking amazing.
Did you ever see him live?
No, I had the chance to see him live at the end of his career, and I chose not to. Because some of the fucking shows are just were like very sad.
Yeah, he was bombing a lot of them.
I want to see him like that. He was my number one hero growing up. Him all day.
Yeah.
Stone Temple Pilots are my number one favorite band of all time. So I think I like more modeled my shit after that. You know what I mean? But I didn't really get into the hip hop side of things during that time of Slipknot and everything. Wu-Tang and Illmatic and all that shit was hitting me at the same time. And I started rapping because there was a skateboarder kid that gave me a CD of some kid that was rapping in a couple towns over or something. And his rap name was Jesus with 2 Z's. And I fucking loved it though.
Yeah.
It was like metal, dark lyrics, but he was rapping. And this is before I knew about anything really rap, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't know about like horrorcore. I had no clue what any of that was. And like he had like he was like quoting Misfit lines in it, like "Mummy, can I go out and kill tonight?" was one of his lines and shit. I fucking fell in love with it, and I started trying to rap, and I could just do it, and it was fucking fun.
Yep.
And I always loved grooves, you know, and hip hop was such a groove, you know, just something that made you want to move. Bass and drums together, just like, you know.
Yeah.
Verses with just bass and drums. I love rock and roll like that, even still.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, and I always tried to sing. I sucked at it for a long time.
Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Really?
Sucked. I mean, everyone does when you first start, you know? The thing that taught me to sing was, I never was a huge Sublime fan, but I like some songs.
Yeah.
And the Summertime, the one line where he goes, on lockdown like a penitentiary.
Yeah.
I sang that line over and over and over until I could sing it in a, you know, at least a decent way.
Yeah.
And then that became like my baseline, kind of like where I could, you know, run off of. But back then I would, you know, you had regular computers, like regular old ass computers, and they had a 30-second sound recorder that came with every fucking computer on the desktop.
All right.
But you could only record 30 seconds. So I was like, how do I figure this out? So I would record 30 seconds of silence, and then I would copy and paste it, copy and paste it, copy and paste it. And then I would get like 4 minutes inside of this little thing, but it was like staticky. And then I stole a microphone from a computer class, and then that's how I started Figuring out how to sing and just record and rap into it and be able to listen back to myself and then critique myself and shit. And that was like way back.
Yeah. That's. I think I can picture what you're talking about. That
it's like the little box.
Yeah.
It's called sound recorder.
Yeah. 30. That's
the
awesome.
little red dot and the play. And
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Oh man, that's wild. So Sublime taught you to sing. That's great. Brad Noel, another one. A lot of your musical, I guess, I don't want to say heroes, but influences. A lot of them struggled with similar demons that it seems like you do.
I don't know if I think that's just coincidence maybe, or it's a testament to like overly artistic mind just ends up fucking, I don't know. I think it's all escape.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's all versions of escaping. Every time you're in the studio, you're escape. I forget about everything, and I only exist right there. That's the only thing I'm thinking about. So I think when you don't understand yet that if I do this drug, it can possibly turn into a really bad problem and something that I become addicted to and need every day. So when you do it, every time you do that drug, you just exist right there. It's the only, you're in the moment, and it's all moment stuff, and nothing else exists.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's more getting addicted to that than it actually is getting, because, addiction can be anything, it doesn't have to be drugs and alcohol.
Yeah. Do you meditate?
I try to.
Yeah.
I don't always fucking...
It's hard.
Fuck.
But it's the same idea, like, how do I get right here and nowhere else?
I think the only times I do it is like music, performing, studio.
Yeah.
And painting and shit, graffiti.
Oh, did you graph too?
Yeah.
Alright. So, did you know you were gonna... So I listened to... So your first album on streaming, at least, is the EAD.
Yeah, old.
Album, yeah. But so you're on that, and you're with guys like Tame One, Reef, Copy, like dudes who were like rapping.
Yeah.
And then now you've come sort of full circle where you're still rapping, but you've become this entirely other thing. Like, what were your goals when you started with it? Were you on some, I want to be the best rapper, or were you...
I think on EAD, man, I was so young, and I was hell-bent on like of a middle finger. Like, I had this like really fucking arrogant asshole fucking mindset at the time, and it wasn't intentionally trying to be a dick. I just had a crew of friends that were all fucking nuts, and it was all about show up and be as wild as possible. It was just that's what it was. So it just fucking bled over into the music, and then I was getting like blowback from the scene. So certain people weren't accepting me, and who the fuck is this? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna jump on that even more and say like, okay, like fuck you, you know what I mean?
Use both fingers.
So I think, but that like kind of bit me in the ass though, because it's weird. You listen to that album and there's a lot of big fuck you asshole songs, but then there's songs like Off Balance where I'm saying lines like, as we walk the string, God forgot to mention the world is throwing rocks and your conscience ain't your friend no more. I'm also saying really deep shit, which is more me.
Yeah.
But I was young and didn't know the difference, and like got caught up in like some lifestyle shit,
Yeah.
Cause that album was in stores. We had a distribution deal.
Really?
Yeah. I was 20 and it was fucking, it was a cool moment.
Yeah.
But I got too caught up in, the arrogant fucking attitude side of shit.
Yeah.
Still alright album though.
Hey, as long as you're happy with it. And,
I mean, it is what it is. I don't love it.
Yeah.
But it's cool for people to be able to look at and watch.
The progression is like, it helps see when you look at the progression.
Yeah, exactly.
Where you've ended up. Like, so you weren't really singing too much on that one.
No, I had a couple songs, yeah.
And then you just kept pushing towards that. You said you've been working on Modify for how long?
Since 2015.
Okay.
But that sounds like I've been working on it.
But you said you took a break, and there's been
tons of breaks.
Yeah.
There was like a year-long breaks. You know what I mean? Where I went to Florida and tried to get my shit together here and there, treatment centers. So it was like in and out, work on it, fuck up, go away, work on it, boom, boom, boom. Until I finally went to LA a year and a half ago and like really took my shit serious, and then we finally got it out.
What was the key to, how did LA help you clean up? Because that doesn't sound...
Ferron just asked me this in the Dig interview. It's like, LA isn't the best place to get clean. Nowhere is the best place to get clean. You could say that about anywhere. It could be, it doesn't matter, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just the thing for me was I had Slane out there, and Slane offered to get me out there. And it was at least somebody in my life that was a really good influence that I look up to that offered a solution for me and just to get away, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it just seemed like the best option, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get caught up easy in Boston.
Yeah.
When you're ready, you're ready. I probably would have been fine here.
Really?
I think I would have been, yeah. I think you get to a point where you're just fucking over it, you know? Over the bullshit.
Yeah, so there's no key or there's no...
Geographical change. I mean, sometimes it might help, you know what I mean? But it doesn't matter where you are. You fucking find drugs in a cornfield if you really want to do them, you know what I mean?
It's the same, wherever you go, there you are.
You bring yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true. So, Slane was a big part in helping you clean up.
Yeah.
What would you say to someone who is like, who feels like they're on that edge where I'm over the bullshit? Like, what piece of advice would you give them?
I think it's, don't do it yourself. It's just, you think you can handle it yourself, but it's okay to ask for help. Swallow your pride. Doesn't matter. Doesn't make you look weak. Doesn't make you look like less of a man or a woman. Makes you look like more of one. And fucking reach out to someone. Reach out to as many people as you have to.
Mm-hmm.
And have, you know, there's people on your side. You're not alone. That's it, you know?
You're definitely not. Because it can feel like you are if your whole circle is doing the same things.
Yeah, reach outside that circle to someone that really cares, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think people get too caught up in being worried about what the reaction of someone they love is going to be. The thought of an action is scarier than actual action itself, you know?
Yeah. And it's weird, but like with your mind, you can go there. I have a buddy who just like realized he was an alcoholic, and he was like embarrassed to even tell her, like, no, we're happy. Like, we're up with you, dude. Like,
yeah,
this
nobody's
is great.
judging you.
Like,
it's cool. You just fucking said you are and you want help.
yeah.
I have so much respect for you.
You thought we were gonna shit on him.
That's such a respectable thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yes, that's awesome, man. You just gotta say it. And that's easy. It seems like it's almost easier now. People are starting to.
It's so prevalent now.
Yeah.
We're not in the age anymore where like, oh my God, you're an alcoholic, you're addicted to drugs. It's like, it's fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's in every family, tenfold.
Mm-hmm.
So like, when nobody's fucking surprised, it's cool.
Right.
We respect you for admitting it. Now let's help you.
Yeah. Let's push it forward. So this is your first sober album then, but.
Not really. I was sober when I put out From the Wrong.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's good. You didn't have to relearn how to.
Nah, that's never been an issue for me.
Okay.
Like doing recording and writing sober and not sober. I think I'm better sober.
Yeah.
Yeah, just more efficient.
Most people are.
Just faster. You're just on it more, you know.
Yeah. So. You said you kind of maybe pushed some people away in the Boston scene. I was thinking about your place in the Boston music combo. You're kind of in a weird spot.
I don't think I'm in it at all.
That's what I mean. Is like you're known. Like you can see the views and the streams and the numbers. Like people listen to your music. You're known. Like, you have fans. But then, like you said, your name it doesn't come up. It's not
in the like awards or something like that. Like I won't get nominated for an award, probably. Fuck them. Whatever, dude.
Yeah.
I'm just keep doing my shit, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I could stick to one thing and just make underground hip hop. I don't fucking want to. I gotta satisfy me as an artist. It's always been like that, dude. But I fucking have friends in high places, dude, at the same time, in the industry.
Yeah.
So there's people that matter that fucking support me, dude.
Mm-hmm.
So those other, whatever, dude. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But it is strange. I feel like I'm not accepted fully.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Maybe I've rubbed some people the wrong way, which is fine.
it's weird because I think like it's strange, like people just, there's people that I just think don't know about you. It's weird, but then other people like, how do you not know who this guy is? It's like you get both responses.
I think it's been so long since I released an album. I think that has a lot to do with it too.
Yeah,
It's been 6 years. So
that's a lot.
It's like I'm new again.
Yeah, you're a brand new artist.
You know
at
what I
that
mean?
point.
Especially with the album, it's fucking new. It's
Mhm.
alternative, whatever you want to call it. You know.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm kind of starting over. So I mean, you know, I haven't been active.
Yeah, it's definitely a unique album.
Dude, this next one is even better.
Yeah, I love it.
Modify. Me and Archetype were making Modify, and we were like, "Oh, we found it. We found the sound." And then we started making this new one, and we're like, "Oh fuck, Modify was just a fucking trial run to figure this out." So it was just cool how that happened.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing that happens today is they're so caught up on hitting with one, like they don't. Most bands or groups or whatever, it takes 2 or 3 albums to distill it. You know, once you get the sound, it's like, oh, we're playing with this now. Okay.
Yep, and just keep going and going.
Mm-hmm.
It's a heartbreaking fucking industry though, dude. It's like sometimes you just have moments like, God, fuck, like how much longer can I do this? But it's just in you.
Yeah.
You just gotta keep making music.
Did you ever think about stopping?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But you just can't. Dude, when I stop, I lose my fucking mind.
Mm-hmm.
I have to do it. Fucking have to. It's the only thing that keeps me moving. It's just, you know. But I've had many moments.
Yeah.
Even recently.
Recently?
I'm not the most stable person. You know what I mean?
Alright.
Yeah, recently, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not an actual thought. It's not like a thought where I'm like, I'm actually going to stop.
It pops in and
It's just like you're laying in bed and you're just like, fuck, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because you can put in so much energy into something and have it so good and it sounds great and then, like...
And then it's doing
you can't
well.
control how people will respond.
Yeah.
It's doing well?
Yeah, it's doing well. It's not... That thought doesn't come from anybody saying anything or anything like in feedback or nothing like that. It's just your own head, you know?
Yeah.
It's like thinking you should be further when you're doing just fine, you know what I mean? But sometimes you think,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You like expect the process to be immediate.
Right.
Especially as a addict or an alcoholic too. It's like I want what I want and give it to me right fucking now. And if I don't, I'm gonna throw a fucking fit and destroy this whole room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like that thing that can pop up every once in a while.
Yeah. Where is it? Like,
Yeah, you're like, fuck, I'm a fucking failure. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like, no, things are fine.
It's one or the other sometimes, though. Like,
Yeah,
that
you just-
middle ground is hard to stay in.
Yeah. But I also think, like, struggling with these type of things is also translated into the music well, you know what I mean? That, like, thing can drive you to make some really fucking good music, you know?
Yeah, and you don't talk. It's cool because you can listen to it, and you don't really talk too much about the substance stuff. You're talking about more the emotions and the thoughts and things.
You
like
can't. Yeah, I would never go into an album and straight up talk about, like, AA.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no way. But, because that would alienate a fucking shitload of people. You know what I mean? So, there's principles I agree with in every program, whatever it is, you know? I guess it's like you said, you just talk about how you feel going through things, you know?
Did you learn anything about yourself that you were surprised to find out over the course of recording this one?
Yeah, I mean, I think it taught me how to, like, deal with things a little better, you know? The whole time I was in, like, a really chaotic relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And right before it came out, I got out of it. And, like, there's a lot of cathartic things on that album that kind of go through steps in that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, yeah, I think it just taught me how to, like, take a look at things. I think you take something out of every situation. Like, on the new album, I have a song about carrying hurt from one relationship to the next. And not even just relationship-wise. I think it taught me that. Like, I don't have to carry some pain or whatever, some feelings, emotions from my past into right now. And I think that album was a cleansing process, kind of.
Really glad to hear that, man.
Yeah, it was a fucking battle to record. Like, I hope it shines through in the music because I recorded at the worst times of my life. I came off 2 years sober and then I couldn't get it together for 3 years. And I recorded it in those 3 years, you know? And it was just fucking nuts.
I saw the Brother's Eyes acoustic, and sometimes people can sing the songs and detach, but I saw a couple moments in there where you kind of like, you didn't frown, but you made that face like after you delivered a line. I was like, oh, he's still very much in this.
I'm not in real life.
Okay.
Me and my brother are fucking tight as ever.
Really glad.
But that doesn't mean when I sing that song, I don't feel that fucking shit 100%. Because me and my brother were best friends my whole life, and we went through a time period a few years ago where it was really fucking bad, and we were not friends. You know what I mean? So, and that's the song that hit the best. That's the most streamed song on the album, surprisingly. The one I don't rap on. You know? So that's why we did the live performance. So, this, even if I sing the song, it's still tough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, you know, going from being best friends your whole life to like a really pretty serious situation.
Yeah.
So
I think a lot of people have. I think everyone pretends they don't have family issues or that they're.
everyone's going.
And everyone's going through something.
Everyone. I think that's why I kind of knew it would hit because it's the most relatable stuff. Broken family.
Yeah.
Look at every giant song, like every big painful song, all about that.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up with a mother. I didn't grow up with a father. I don't talk to this person. This person died. It's what, you know.
Yeah.
It's the realest shit.
Yeah.
It's the one thing that everybody fucking can get, you know.
Yeah.
That's recording that song was fucking tough. I recorded that in the middle of it, and like I fucking couldn't, you know. There's times I couldn't finish recording the song.
Yeah. Because you have to put it all into it, or people will. They can tell if you're not really.
Yeah. I started like tearing up, and Knox produced it. And Knox was like, I was like, I need a break, and he's like, dude, get in the fucking booth. He's like, just do it. It's fine. No one's judging you. Just do it.
Yeah.
And I just fucking did it. That's why there's some vocal takes on that song that aren't the best. They're not terrible, but for me, when I listen to them, I'm like, oh, I could have sang that a little better. But there's like a shaky fucking throat emotion in the take, so we just kept it.